All right, here we are again. Super nice camera, super nice microphone. Let's see. My windshield's all weird looking. Let's see how we do. I don't feel like this is the best angle for my camera to be at right now. It's kind of crappy angle, ain't it? Is that better? A little bit. All right. This camera does not work quite as well on a tripod as my old camcorder does, but that is okay because it looks significantly better. Once again, this is my way home from my previous adventure where I tried new camera, new mic. I'm gonna get home, I'm gonna edit it all and see how it turned out. Hopefully it turns out significantly better. Big thing here, it's just a weird situation that we are in at work, and I don't know where it's going. There's a whole lot of stuff going on, moving parts, moving pieces, and there was like an acquisition involved, if you will, and I was part of it, but then I wasn't part of it. And now, as the dust is starting to settle, it's starting to feel less and less like we are part of the bigger picture and more like, well, things never quite change. So, although we exist in our bubble and are doing a whole lot of things to change things for the better in that bubble, we aren't like changing things globally, if that makes sense, and it's becoming a bit of a detriment in a multitude of ways. And so I don't know ultimately what's going to become of this, what will happen or anything like that, but it came to a head today, and I don't know. Sometimes working in this environment feels like those Pokemon things where you walk in front of the guy and he has the exclamation point and he makes you battle him even if you really don't feel like it, or all your Pokemon are half dead, or you don't even have that many Pokemon, like you have to fight the guy with the exclamation point over his head. And working in this environment feels a lot like that. Like I am almost, this camera angle is driving me nuts right now. I am almost, I'm almost done. I'm not in the mood for any more things, and the second I get spotted, the exclamation point pops up, and it's like, hey, things, and it's like, I'm not in the mood for things right now. I'm trying to adjust my camera angle blindly. I don't know if I did anything better or not, but that's a whole lot of drama happening here. And I guess every work environment is drama in its own shape or form. So it's not so much the drama that I'm just annoyed with. It's just the constant, hey, let's talk about this. Hey, let's talk about that. Hey, let's talk about this. And it's like, can I just go somewhere and do something without having to hear anything about anything for a while? Like, is that a possibility? And I don't know that that's a possibility or not, but it's where I exist right now. And I guess I'm gonna like change directions now as to what I talk about, because that conversation is done. So it got out at work that I write books, which was cool. People were inquiring and interested, and I appreciate that. But there is someone apparently at our work who does like book reviews, and so I was going to look that person up. Well, I did look that person up. They have a decent social media following. I didn't actually get to see their page because Instagram almost never works while I'm at work, but they had a decent little chunk of people at least following them. I don't know, do they do regular reels? What do they have going on? And I've kind of gotten away from that environment pretty heavily because it just has not been very rewarding, and I'm just kind of over it. Like, I'm releasing content and I know it's bad content, and at this point I'm just over it. I'm just like, I don't even care anymore, and it's hard to care, and it's hard to find that niche. And I hate to be so negative and complainy, but it has been very hard for me to find a niche on Instagram that I actually like and can like do stuff with. The biggest problem is the fact that it's like, I want to find a niche that adheres to what it is that I do, because like I have tons of ideas, but I'm like, how does that bring anybody any closer to my to me as an author? Like, how does any of this content make anyone more or less interested in reading my material or supporting me as an artist? And the truth of the matter is, it doesn't really do that. Like, I give out samples of my work, I say little funny things, and I do all these things, but it's getting nowhere fast, and I'm over it. Like, I used to, every morning I would sit down and I would upload something to Instagram, but like, I took the vacation and I stopped for like a week and a half, and I have not gotten back into it, and at this point I'm just kind of over it. Like, it was not a successful enough adventure for me to be like, yeah, let's do that anymore. And part of me like sees this other person who's just a regular old person to me, and on the outside looking in seems very successful on social media. So it's like, okay, maybe I should be thinking about doing something like this. I don't even know anymore. Like, what the heck am I doing? I don't know. And that's kind of annoying. It's part of the problem, that's for sure. Like, I see these people and I'm like, well, they're succeeding, why can't I succeed? And then I don't dive in with any sort of strategy plan or anything. I just start making stupid videos again when I've got time before work to make stupid videos, and it just, I don't know. It doesn't seem very rewarding, but then, like I said, these other people who are just doing stuff, they just review books or do whatever they do, and they've got all the following in the world. And I don't know that I intended to turn this into a oh woe-is me session, but it's very quickly turning into that, and I don't like to complain and be overly negative or anything like that, but it is very difficult for me to see any light at the end of this tunnel right now, because it's just like, I've been doing the whole social media game now for 2 years on Instagram, and I've gotten a whole lot of nothing out of it, and I don't know what my problem is at this point. Like, what do I need to be doing to succeed better in this environment? And like, the other thing is like, you can pay for followers. Like, that's very much so a thing, and you can pay for like verified checks as well. And so like, I look up this person's account that I know locally who does the whole book thing. She's got like 20,000 followers. I'm like, golly, she's doing great. And then like, she's got a blue check mark, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she's doing great. But then like, the negativities set in, and it's like, well, is she really doing great, or did she just pay for that check mark, and did she just pay for the 20K followers? And that's where like, my mind will either change or stay the same when I finally get the chance to look at her account and be like, oh my gosh, she's doing really good, or oh my gosh, she's not doing really good. I don't know. It's just, and it's a toxic environment, because you're constantly comparing yourself and finding yourself lacking, and it does not make, or at least it doesn't make me feel any better about like my creative success. And like, I've done a lot of incredible things creatively. It hasn't really gotten anywhere or done anything for me, which is unfortunate, but like, I have done a lot. And I should and have every right to be proud of those things. But like, seeing social media and seeing all the people who are infinitely more successful just like immediately drains any excitement I had right out of me. And like, it's just, it is, like I said, it's not a conducive environment for success. It's competitive, which is, the whole world's competitive. Competition is a big piece of this world, but like there's healthy competition, there's unhealthy competition, and it's like in this world you really don't even know what you're competing against. I don't know. I was gonna reach out and see if she would read a book and put it on her thing and see if that got it any attention, but it's just, like I said, I don't know. I'm over it. I'm annoyed by it, and like I know, like I said, I know the state I was in before I stopped making content on Instagram. I was not in a good state to even be making content. I would pull into work, make some stupid video, hate it, no one would watch it, and then I would go rinse and repeat the next morning. And like I said, it's to the point now where I don't even do it anymore. I'm just like, this is stupid. What am I going to talk about? What am I going to say? Or I try and find some silly sound, and I make a video of me doing something stupid to some silly sound. And I'm over it. I am just over it. And I've had ruts before where I've been over it and didn't feel like doing anything, and I find my way out of it. And so I'm hoping that I can like break this rut and just be like, okay, this was just a rough start to the new year, but here we are again. And I think part of it is like my social media battery is drained. I'm putting a lot more time and effort into the content that you guys see here and that I'm putting out right now. And that is where a lot of my social media battery goes. And my camera has been looking crooked for who knows how long, so I don't know what you guys have been seeing, but it probably wasn't me. I don't know if this new camera is going to work or not. It is not as I need a better way to like fix it to a filming position. So like if I had I want to get like a GoPro or something, and those get like suction cups to the dash, and those work really well. But like this guy, he is on a tripod in my passenger seat, and he is just not having a good day at all. And unless I am just constantly holding the thing in place, which is probably not the smartest way to drive, there's no good way to make this happen. So I might go back to the old camcorder, because it at least seemed to have been working, and then I might just reserve this for in-house filming. And then I might continue to use this microphone at least, because like the old camera can record in 1080p, and it's just everything looks so much better on the new camera, obviously, as it should, but like I said, it's just not working very well in the car. It slips and it doesn't hold the same, and maybe I just haven't found the trick. Like I got really lucky with the camcorder, and then I found the trick like almost immediately to make it work, but like with this I haven't found the trick at all, so I don't know. It's like, what do I need to do to make this stop wiggling around? And part of it is probably like tightening the joints on the cam or on the tripod, but all this stuff that like you don't know about until you're driving, and then you're like, oh crap, what am I doing? So I don't know. It's a lot and a little all at the same time, but I don't know, just trying to find purpose again in social media, and hoping to darn that I can do that and that I can find some level of success. I'm going to clean up my profile and then look at this lady's profile, see what's going on there, and just go from there. And if she's some local book wizard that can maybe potentially propel me into greater success, awesome. And if she's just some other creator who doesn't garner much success, I don't know. Just right now I am over the whole thing, and I'm hoping for nothing that at the end of this journey I can look up and feel like I got something out of it. Like how utterly humiliating would it be to like release a video every day for 365 days and to look up from that and feel like I've gotten nowhere or nothing for it. And that is like the biggest dread right now. Is like I'm going to put all this effort into this thing, do all of this work, and get nothing in return. And just, that's it. It's just going to sit there and it's going to die. And my whole creative motivation is going to die with it. And then I'll just go the practical way of succeeding in life, and I'll just give up entirely on anything creative. That's a bit extreme, and I don't foresee that happening. But I also don't see it as being like too far out of the realm of possibilities. Like, already I have decided to do more practical side incomes. God, this camera is frustrating. I am so frustrated right now. Today was just not a good day. And like, it's not a good day to be trying to try a new tripod setup with this camera either. But the old camera, like, I can leave the old camera pretty well unattended and I don't have to worry about all this gobbledygook. So yeah, and like I said, and then there's the idea like this, I leave this thing unattended all day and I'm just like, oh my gosh, what if someone breaks into my car and steals my camera? And I just don't like that either. So I don't think new camera's gonna fly. Like, I don't know that anyone's gonna notice the picture quality difference and be like, oh my gosh, this looks so much better, you have to do this. And because of that, I'm going to go back to the other camera, and I will continue to do that camera, and I will probably continue to use these mics. I need to figure out if these mics are going to work with that camera or not. But yeah, not the best day. We can't all have good days every day, I suppose, and I always say your outlook is a good chunk of that. And although my outlook has remained positive, I'm also not naive to the realities in which I live in. And so we'll see. I just, right now, I'm not feeling successful. I'm not feeling great. I'm not feeling anything. And maybe I just need to have something happen to turn all that around. But right now, I'm feeling pretty lame, and that's not a good way to feel. Like, no one wants to feel lame. So yeah, I don't know. I keep wanting to hire like a marketing person. Just like, market me, please make me marketable. Like, what am I doing wrong? I've been on social media now for 2 years, and I'm about to devote 365 days of videos to YouTube, and YouTube's gonna be like, yeah, congratulations, we don't care. And that's gonna be kind of heartbreaking, honestly. And like, it'll spell the end of my creative career if I'm not careful. And so I don't know. All we can do is see what the world has to offer us. I have pulled into the house. I no longer have to hold this stinking camera. And let's hope that things just get better from here.